Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Up with Chris. I've just come back from the shops. It's roasting hot over here today. Didn't have a hat on, but plenty of sunscreen. I wasn't out in the sun too long. I was walking under trees and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. So hopefully I'm alright for a head shave, because as you can see, I've got a hell of a lot of fuzz on there. But this isn't my head shave video. This is going to be my face shave video, and I'm going to be using some products which has been sent to me from Spencer Franco over in the eastern states, over in the Gold Coast. So where to start? First off, I just want to start off with this one. So this is actually my brush, which I sent over to Spencer just to give him, he wanted to try it out with the mixed hair knot in there, and I wanted to have a go as well, because he loves bow hair. This one's got bow hair and not quite sure, but possibly finest badger hair through it, so it is a 50-50 mix. It's come back softer than when I sent it, because he's beaten the shit out of it, which is nice. And it now smells like K-Shave Works Grape-licious, which is even better, because that's the best, one of my favourite scented soaps. So it smells incredible. I just dipped it in some water for a little bit, left it to soak, bloomed it out and then dried it, and obviously just to get the bloom back in it, because it is quite a small looking knot when it comes tight inside the holder. Right, so face shave today. I'm going to be using, as you've seen from the photograph and the name, Australian Private Reserve Bay City. And ingredients are very, very simple: stearic acid, glycerin, tallow, coconut oil, castor oil, fragrance, shea butter, lanolin and silk protein. That is it, that's all that's in there. Nice simple set of ingredients. Packaging wise, the tubs are nice. The labels for me look a little bit off. They don't look quite as classy as some that are out there. But let me tell you, the scent, holy shit, it's like a 4, bordering a 5 scent strength, but this scent is delicious. There's not too much clove in here, but there's just enough that you can smell it. There's a bit of orange, I think, going on. The spice, it is absolutely beautiful. It smells incredible. Now, Spencer sent me over the splash as well, which smells even better than this, and we'll get to that at the end of the shave. Now, the brush for today is a turn and shave from Milton, 30mm. Oh, a 1/4 moon knot. I was going to say half moon, but it's a 1/4 moon knot, I'm pretty sure. So it's pretty much a tuxedo or a black wool fan, however you want to look at it. Now this is super soft, reminds me very much of the black wolf knots and the tuxedo original knots. So very nice. The handle is enormous. I'm not a massive orange fan, but that looks stunning. Just looks absolutely stunning. The only thing missing from Milton's brushes, in my opinion, and I like it on most, I mean, that's the dimple on the bottom's nice on this, is a maker's coin. I think it just finishes a brush off. It just makes a brush look classy, and you know who it's from. You know, if in 20 years time someone gets this brush and it's been handed down through generations, you probably never know who made this. So it's the coins do make a difference for me, anything like that. But it's certainly unique in his style. I haven't seen a 30mm brush that looks like this, other than the ones he's made. It does sit beautifully. So you've got just under here at the lower part of your index finger, that dimple that's on the bottom, which you can see the indentation like a wine bottle, sits perfectly on there. It's extremely comfortable, and you just cup it and it is great. Super comfort. So looking forward to using it. So let's get it dipped in the water. Really excited for both of these shaves. I've got a head shave coming up straight after this, and the razor I'm using is also from Spencer, and it's going to get a hell of a workout, as you can see. So I'll flick out most of the water straight into the dry soap without, I'm going to do my best not to, well, it's hard not to bang this on the side, Spence, sorry mate. A bit of water, it's a little bit dry. There we go, that's better. I'm just trying not to bash this on the side. It drives me nuts when I do that myself. It's such a thick handle that it's hard not to. So I'm going to load this like I hate it, mate. Don't be shouting at me because I'm using loads of your soap. This is I'm surprised you like this, Spence, because you're not a big bay rum lover. In fairness, this doesn't smell like an average bay rum. This smells really nice. It's definitely a different level of bay rum. Oh, the scent's coming out the tub from here. The scent strength's definitely going up with a bit of water on it. Right, so I think that's enough now for 37 passes. So I'll just scoop the excess onto the top of the brush there. I'm not going to worry about the tub of soap at the moment because I'm going to be using the same soap for my head shave. I'll wet the head. No, I'll wet my face. Don't know what I'm wetting my head for. Now, I've got a day's growth, but because I used the Wunderbar yesterday, it feels like half a day's growth because that razor is just phenomenally, insanely efficient. So let's paint this on. I'll get stuck in with this turn and shave brush. I've got so many things on my wish list of shaving, and turn and shave brushes are on there. But I've had that many other things crop up in the meantime. I just can't get to them at the moment. This smells incredible already. All I'm doing now is just dipping the tips, painting the water from the tips into the lather on my face, or the load on my face, until we get a sort of opaque look to the soap all over. At the moment I'm not quite there. This is one beefy handle. I think I'm about one dip more. Yeah, one more dip. That was a big dip. So as you can see, pretty much all over, the lather's gone a sort of a peak. You can see right through it to my skin. So now I should be at a point now where this brush will splay quite easily. And it does. Oh, it's got a lovely scrub. Such a dense knot. Oh, it needs a lot of water. Thirsty soap. Just stay me. Oh, shit. One thing's for sure, I got to get one of these knots in the den. Wait till you see this. Look at that. Holy shit. That lather is absolutely insane. Look at that. You can see the peaks just stuck on there. Amazing brush as well. Really impressed with the brush. Not just the knot, but the actual handle as well is very comfortable. It is heavy, so if you're not into really heavy handles, it is quite a bit of weight to it because it is a solid piece of acrylic or whatever it is. Right, razor, supply razor, single edge, injector style, and I've never used an injector razor. I've never used a single edge like this, and I think these are their own blades as well, so this will all be completely new for me. So I think all you do is you slot that into there, pull that back, load your blade, and slot that forward, pull it out, and ka-ching, spot on. Oh, can't go wrong with that. Here we go. Supply razor, APR, Bay City, which is, look at the peaks on that. Just phenomenal. Okay, let's see where we go. I didn't even feel like it cut anything, but there was here in the lather, so it was cutting something. You can't see. I'm sure you can see the hair in there. There's not a lot of hair, it's less than a day's growth really, essentially. Let me tell you one thing though. Holy shit, that's smooth. Like, I can tell it's not an efficient razor. I can't even feel that cutting, it's so smooth. Alright, on my back, typical me, moved all the stuff into my garbage bin in my phone and didn't delete it. Now, Spencer asked me before he sent the parcel over whether I'd like him to send the razor for my head shave, which will be the Above the Tie R1, or the supply razor. So I've had quite a few people tell me that the R1 is a great razor, so I went, look, send me the R1, that'd be lovely, thanks very much. He's obviously sent the supply razor as well, and I tell you what, I'm so glad he has. Because if I'm brutally honest, I don't know if I would have ever really thought about purchasing one. Now I'm going to reserve my thoughts on this razor until I get to the very end. The brush is great, it's so, I tell you what, this is going to be one of the best shaves I've had if the razor continues to go the way it is, I'm going to call it early and say it will be the best shave I've had. But I'll wait until I get there. Across the grain with the supply razor. It's cutting here. It is cutting here. What the fuck? So intuitive, it just feels great to hold, and I wasn't so sure on the shape of it, but it sort of sits nice with your fingers. However you hold it, it's comfortable. A beautiful bit of weight to it. It's a lovely machine. There's nothing. It's a great looking little razor. Let's carry on. Now I have tended to gravitate towards mild razors now. I do tend to shave quite frequently. When I get into the transit offices, I'll have to shave every shift. So it'll be daily shaves pretty much all the time. I've got a little cut here or a wee bit. It's a new razor, it's new for me. I do feel like I can really go at my skin with it. Without causing too many issues. I mean, that's close, that's really close. Right, let's just get a little bit of lather on the lips. Excuse me. Alright, here's something I didn't think I would say with this. This supply razor, and there I go again, that was a phone call this time, so I've just had the vet on the phone. The dog is sorted, she's much happier, and we'll be picking her up very shortly, so I'll pick her up and I'll come back and do my head shave. But in the meantime, as I was saying, I've used a lot of razors in my time, in my short time in wet shaving, and I have to say that is the best razor I've used. It's the smoothest by a mile. I'm talking by an absolute country mile. It is so comfortable. I mean, I've got a little bit of irritation sort of around here, but I went against the grain there and it was, wow. I mean, that's as close as I get around here. Really impressed. I've got a little, I think it's a spot actually that I've nicked, so it's not even really a weeper or anything like that. It's just I've just nicked the top off a spot. But this thing here, wow. How smooth is this? I tell you what, Spence, you'd be lucky if I send this back, mate. I might just have to take this one and run. Phenomenal. Thanks very much for sending it over. I look forward to using it again, definitely. I might use it for daily shaves for the next few days just to see how it goes with constant daily shaves, because I might have to get something like that. Definitely. Wow. The soap, which I've completely forgot to talk about now, scent wise was great. Latherability is incredible. It's really cushiony, protective, slick, very slick. Residual slickness is awesome, but the post shave feel right now, that's all I've got is this after the soap splash. It feels very similar, just using the soap, to what Wickham feels like after I use the balm. That sort of almost satin effect where it's smooth but it's moisturised. It feels great. I could walk out the bathroom right now and be happy with that. Scent wise, there's no scent now. There's no longevity on the scent from the soap, which is nice. If you want to use that soap and put a different splash on, then it'll work absolutely fine. But I'm just blown away by that razor. Even the brush is phenomenal. really impressed. Anyway, a bit of Thayer's medicated clove to go with the bay rum scent. Love this stuff. Oh, easily the best smelling witch hazel on the market. Beautiful. Right, well that's drying in. I'm going to rinse the brush out. I know I'm going to be using it for my I'm going to be using it for my head shave as well. Ordinarily I wouldn't want to do this, but I'm not going to change my routine, so I'm just going to have to reload again from the soap Spence before I send it back. You don't use this stuff much anyway, it's bay rum, albeit a really nice bay rum. I'm not going to completely rinse all the soap out of it because there's no point. I'm going to be reloading it again soon. I'll rinse the soap out. No, what am I rinsing the soap out for? I'm going to be using it. No point in wasting them suds. So the soap for today, as I stated before, was Australian Private Reserve. Yep, that way. And it was Bay City. So it is pretty much a bay rum scented soap, but it's phenomenal. It's the nicest bay rum scented soap I've used. It far exceeds anything I've used. Nice bit of Thayer's on there, feels great now. And the brush for today was the Milton Turn and Shave. So if you want to find Milton, he's over on Etsy at the moment, Turn and Shave. He's also on Instagram. You catch a lot of his photographs and his brushes on there before he puts them on at Etsy. So you get a sort of heads up when it's coming on. Now this knot, it's one of the best knots I've used, I have to say that. It really is an exceptional knot. It's very dense. I mean, even squeezing it in quite hard there, it's still a massive knot. Very dense, very soft, but the scrub is incredible. It is very much like a badger scrub without any scritch at all. Beautiful. The razor, easily the star of the show, or the star of the shave, as Steve in the Suffolk Shave would say. Injector razor, slot the key in, pops the blade in. These blades will probably last quite long because they're thick, but I tell you what, smooth, 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 and still got a little weeper there. I'm still as close as I can get with it. I mean, that feels like I've shaved with the Wunderbar, but there's no irritation, there's no pain, there's nothing. It was just a joy to shave with. It really was. I really enjoyed that. What a great razor, it really is. So the guys over at Supply, wow, it'd be interesting. I'm pretty sure Spencer said the version 2 was ever so slightly better, which just blows my mind if it's better than that. That's incredible, that razor. And finished off with theirs, medicated, and I'm now just going to finish off just with a small amount of the splash, just to get a bit of the scent on here. But the splash comes in a bottle like this. Now, I've got one pet gripe with the splash: the label's too high, so it's actually flicked off the top where it's starting to curve. That would piss me off. So if the label had been a little bit lower, that wouldn't have bothered me too much. But I have to say, overall, with the labelling of these ones, which I think these are the oldest type labels, he's got newer labels now, which I actually really like. So I'm not going to shoot anything down with the labels. They have been upgraded. Most companies do eventually upgrade their labels. However, they are waterproof or water resistant, which is the main thing really for me. So scent on this, just out the bottle, scent strength around about 7. The main note I get from this is orange straight away. There's probably no orange in it, but that's what I get. Very light amount of clove, if any. I'm not even sure I can smell much clove in here. And then there's a beautiful amount of spice and whatever else is going on in here, but it smells lovely. So I'm just going to have just a little bit of it, because I'm going to be putting it on my head as well afterwards when I do my hair. Oh, will I? No, I won't, you know. Yeah, well, I'll put it on my head afterwards, you know. So just a very small amount. Oh, that scent's totally changed now. Oh, Jesus Christ, what's in this? This feels like a balm. My skin feels so moisturised, it's not even funny. It's a really nice cologne type scent, but it's still got that bay rum, a feeling of it. It doesn't smell like a bay rum. My wife doesn't like bay rum. I reckon she'd like that. That is lovely. Best shave I've had, hands down. Soap, splash, brush, razor, just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I'm a bit jealous now that these are all sat in Spencer's den and I've got none of them over here. Wow, that splash is incredible. What has it got the ingredients on here? It has, but I can't read them, they're too small. I haven't got my specs on. Tiny little set of ingredients all the way around that label there. But this smells quite strong. It smells like it would have a bit of longevity. Very complex scent, but moisturise wise, well, you can probably hear that. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. Spencer, thanks very much for sending them over, mate. I can't wait to get stuck into them for a little bit more. I'll try not to weigh your soap down too much, mate, but that's pretty moreish. If it was food, I would ask for seconds. That's how good it is. So really impressed with it all, mate. I'm sort of dumbfounded if I'm honest. So thanks very much for sending it over. This bad boy will be tackling my head growth in the next shave, which will be pretty much after this one, once we pick the dog up. And it won't be too long. We'll be nipping straight around there now, pick the dog up and straight back and having a shave, get rid of this terrible hairstyle that I've been growing. So thanks very much for tuning in. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, and by the way, congratulations Spencer, getting your licence back. See if you can keep it a little bit longer this time, mate. See you later.